In the quiet corridors of our minds, where thoughts meander like ancient rivers carving through the bedrock of our souls, there lies a philosophy, Stoicism. Born amidst the golden hues of a setting sun over ancient Greece, it teaches us the virtues of wisdom, courage, and self-control. Today, my friends, we traverse a path less trodden but crucial. A journey into the essence of trust and respect, two pillars that uphold the very sanctum of our relationships. But as every light casts a shadow, so do these pillars attract those who would see them crumble. Let us unveil, through the Stoic lens, those whom we should tread carefully around, like ancient navigators steering through starlit waters fraught with unseen depths. Prepare to explore the characters of 6 archetypes, woven not just into the fabric of tales old and forgotten, but alive, whispering through the bustling crowd of our daily encounters. Who are these shadows among us? Let us delve deep, beyond the veil of mere appearances, to discern the essence of those who might lead us astray. The concept of the fair-weather friend is familiar in many social circles. This type of individual is highly supportive and engaged when circumstances are positive and life is going smoothly. They participate in celebrations, contribute to joyful conversations, and seem genuinely interested in mutual success and happiness. However, their presence and support markedly diminish when situations become challenging or when their companions face adversity. The behavior of a fair-weather friend can be humorously compared to the notoriously unpredictable weather in London. Just as one might enjoy a sunny afternoon only to be caught off guard by a sudden rainstorm, so too can the fair-weather friend be enthusiastically present in good times and conspicuously absent when the going gets tough. This comparison highlights the unreliable nature of their commitment, making them a source of frustration when dependable support is most needed. From a Stoic perspective, the inconsistency exhibited by fair-weather friends runs counter to the philosophy's emphasis on reliability and steadfastness in relationships. Stoicism values the presence of strong, dependable connections where individuals can rely on each other regardless of external circumstances. It teaches the importance of being a constant, supportive presence in the lives of others, much like the Stoic ideal of the sage who remains unswayed by external changes and steadfast in their virtues. Understanding this dynamic helps in cultivating relationships that are based on genuine support and mutual growth, rather than on convenience and superficial engagement. This awareness encourages individuals to invest in relationships that are resilient and deeply rooted in consistent values, which are crucial for personal and communal well-being. In the intricate dance of human interactions, there exists a sly figure known as the Manipulator. This character is adept in the art of deception, skillfully using charm and guile to bend others to their will. Their primary trait is a strategic mind that views relationships not as bonds to nurture, but as tools to be exploited for personal gain. The manipulator is often charismatic, weaving a tapestry of half-truths and flattery to ensnare those around them, while their intentions remain hidden beneath a veneer of feigned sincerity. Imagine a chess master, but one whose board extends beyond the checkered squares to the very lives around them. Each move is calculated, each gesture deliberate, designed not to advance shared goals but to capture and control for their own benefit. Their strategy is not to support, but to sway, not to uplift, but to use. From the Stoic perspective, the manipulator embodies the antithesis of several core Stoic virtues, most notably justice and sincerity. Stoicism teaches that justice involves proper action in relation to others, guided by fairness and goodwill. Sincerity, on the other hand, demands that one's words and deeds align with true intentions, fostering trust and genuine relationships. The manipulator, who discards these virtues for personal advantage, disrupts the harmony and trust on which healthy communities depend. For a touch of humor, imagine if a manipulator met their match in another, equally cunning manipulator. Picture our first manipulator, let's call him Gregor, who plans to charm his way into a prestigious club by befriending a key member, only to find out this member is another manipulator, Elena, with the same plan. Both deploy a barrage of compliments, each trying to outflatter the other in an increasingly ridiculous and transparent manner. As their true natures become apparent, they inadvertently neutralize each other's schemes, leaving them both to ruefully acknowledge the stalemate, each outwitted by their own game. This scenario not only highlights the futility and emptiness of manipulation but also serves as a comedic reminder of the importance of sincerity and justice in building meaningful and stable relationships. Through such examples, we are reminded to cultivate virtues that promote honesty and mutual respect, steering clear of the hollow victories offered by manipulation. The chronic liar is a figure steeped in deception, an individual for whom the truth is often a stranger. Operating through a constant stream of falsehoods, this character fabricates reality to suit their whims, leaving a trail of confusion and disorder in their wake. Whether to dodge responsibility, gain unearned advantages, or simply out of habit, the chronic liar manipulates the fabric of their interactions with an ease that can be both baffling and destructive. Chronic liars weave intricate webs of untruths that complicate rather than simplify, creating a labyrinthine world where facts are fluid and certainty is lost. As they spin their tales, relationships are strained, trust is eroded, and the chaos that follows can resemble a drama more tangled than a primetime soap opera. The resulting confusion is not just an inconvenience, it's a disruptive force that can damage reputations, destroy professional opportunities, and poison personal relationships. From a Stoic viewpoint, the chronic liar embodies a profound departure from the values of truth and integrity that are central to Stoic ethics. Stoicism holds these virtues in high regard, considering them fundamental to the good life and essential for the maintenance of social order and personal dignity. Truth, for Stoics, is not merely a moral preference but a cornerstone of human flourishing and trust. Let's add a humorous twist to illustrate the absurdity of chronic lying. Imagine a chronic liar, let's call him Charlie, who claims to have been a former rock star, a secret agent, and a close friend of the royal family, all in one breath. One day, Charlie spins a tale at a party about his latest adventure, moonlighting as a pilot for an intergalactic airline. He describes, with dramatic flair, how he narrowly escaped a black hole using only his wit and a manual he found in the glove compartment of his spaceship. The room goes silent, not from awe, but because everyone is trying desperately not to laugh. The ridiculousness of his claims becomes a running joke among his friends, who begin to one-up each other with equally ludicrous stories, turning Charlie's fabrications into a humorous anecdote that highlights the folly of his deceit. Such scenarios underscore the Stoic belief in the importance of sincerity, reminding us of the practical and moral chaos that ensues when lies replace truth. They teach us to value honesty not just as a virtue but as a foundation for reliable and meaningful connections with others.
The arrogant boaster is a character often encountered in the social arenas of life, marked by an exaggerated sense of self-importance and a relentless need to impress others. With every conversation turned into a stage for self-adulation, this individual boasts loudly of achievements, embellishing details to construct an image far removed from reality. They are the ones who, often uninvited, will recount tales of their extraordinary capabilities, be it their professional success, intellectual prowess, or supposed popularity. This relentless boasting is not merely an annoying trait, it's a barrier that prevents genuine connections. The arrogant boaster's incessant need to elevate themselves often comes at the expense of belittling others, creating an atmosphere of competition and resentment rather than camaraderie and respect. In the eyes of Stoicism, such behavior is in direct conflict with the virtues of humility and modesty. Stoics believe that true wisdom comes from recognizing one's limitations and learning from others. They value the quiet confidence that comes from genuine accomplishment and personal virtue, rather than the loud self-promotion of the boaster. For Stoics, it's essential to practice humility, recognizing that no matter one's achievements, one is never so elevated as to be above the lessons life has to offer. Imagine a humorous scenario where an arrogant boaster claims they could easily outsmart historical figures of renowned wisdom, such as Socrates or Marcus Aurelius. Picture this individual at a dinner party, boldly asserting that if they had been around in ancient Athens or Rome, philosophers like Socrates would have been mere students in the classroom of their life. Imagine, they boast with a grandiose flourish, challenging Socrates to a debate. I'd have wrapped up his arguments in circles before he could question my first premise. Or claiming to Marcus Aurelius, your meditations would have been mere footnotes in my epic tome of philosophy. The absurdity of such claims quickly becomes apparent to the other guests, who might exchange amused glances and suppressed chuckles. As the evening progresses, one of them, more versed in Stoic thought, decides to gently challenge the boaster with a real quote from Marcus Aurelius: "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." The room falls silent for a moment, letting the wisdom sink in, highlighting the contrast between the boaster's hubris and the true depth of Stoic philosophy. This story not only brings a humorous light to the misguided pride of the boaster, but also underscores the Stoic ideals of humility and the value of learning from the wise, reminding us that true greatness often speaks softly. The eternal victim is an archetype characterized by a perennial state of blame and a refusal to acknowledge personal responsibility. This individual perceives themselves perpetually at the mercy of external forces, with every misfortune a result of someone else's actions or the universe conspiring against them. They weave narratives in which they are always the wronged party, never the author of their own misfortunes. This lack of accountability creates a static life script where growth is stifled, and personal agency is surrendered. In their worldview, every setback, no matter how small, is attributed to factors beyond their control. This could be the boss who is always unfair, the friend who never listens, or even the traffic that seems to conspire to make them late. The eternal victim's life is a drama where they are forever the protagonist wronged by an unjust world. Stoicism, however, offers a stark contrast to this mindset. Stoic philosophy emphasizes personal responsibility and the power of self-agency. Stoics believe that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. The essence of Stoic resilience lies in transforming obstacles into opportunities for personal growth and asserting one's agency by choosing one's attitude in any given circumstance. To highlight the absurdity of the eternal victim's perspective, imagine a comedic scenario where an individual, let's call him Bob, blames the weather, the gods, and even his breakfast for his troubles. One morning, Bob arrives late to work and immediately begins a tirade. "The weather gods are against me," he exclaims, shaking his fist at a mildly cloudy sky. "It was too sunny. I couldn't see my car dashboard clearly." At a team meeting, when questioned about missing deadlines, Bob solemnly declares, "My breakfast is to blame. How can anyone function correctly after eating such an unsatisfactory bagel?" His colleagues stifle laughter as he continues to weave his tapestry of blame throughout the day, blaming everything from the alignment of the planets to the slight draft in the office that supposedly scattered his papers. This humorous depiction not only sheds light on the ridiculousness of shirking responsibility, but also underscores the Stoic teaching that we hold the power to govern our internal states, regardless of external circumstances. By choosing responsibility over blame, we empower ourselves to live more fulfilling and autonomous lives, navigating the world not as victims, but as active, resilient participants. The gossip. The gossip is an archetype woven deeply into the social fabric, thriving on the currency of information, whether true or fabricated. This person finds joy and purpose in the spread of tales and rumors about others, often under the guise of concern or mere conversation. They operate within the shadows of half-truths and whispers, turning the mundane into the sensational, and privacy into a public spectacle. Their actions create a network of mistrust and suspicion, as relationships are undermined by the uncertainty of spoken words. In the realm of Stoicism, the gossip stands in direct opposition to the virtue of temperance, which includes self-control and discretion. Stoics believe that words should be used to uplift and educate, not to harm or mislead. They emphasize the importance of speaking only that which is necessary and true, reflecting the intrinsic value of integrity and respect in communication. For a humorous twist, imagine the gossip caught in their own web of tales. Let's call this character Sally. Sally is notorious for her updates on everyone's life. One day, she starts a rumor that there's a major celebrity moving into their small town, based solely on seeing a fancy car downtown. The rumor quickly spirals out of her control, leading to an absurdly large gathering of townsfolk and local media by the town square, waiting to welcome the celebrity. As the car approaches and the crowd holds its breath, out steps not a celebrity, but a confused new veterinarian, who Sally had talked to earlier that week about pet allergies. The town bursts into laughter, and Sally, red-faced, realizes perhaps some stories are better left untold. This scenario not only serves as a comic relief, but also illustrates the consequences of irresponsible speech and highlights the Stoic ideal of using speech for good, fostering a community built on trust rather than suspicion. As we draw the curtains on our exploration of these archetypal characters, who challenge the fabric of trust and respect, we are reminded of the profound teachings of Stoicism. Through the lenses of the eternal pessimist, the fair-weather friend, the manipulator, the chronic liar, the arrogant boaster, and the gossip, we have traversed a landscape marred by the shadows of deception, arrogance, and betrayal. Each character, in their own way, serves as a mirror reflecting the vices that Stoicism urges us to overcome. Thank you for joining me on this philosophical journey. If this exploration has enlightened any aspect of your life or thinking, please share your thoughts and continue the conversation. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights into how ancient wisdom can address modern challenges. Together, let us walk the path of the Stoic, where every step is a step towards wisdom.